Hello and welcome to a new video on my channel. Today I want to show you some of my favorite Cyberpunk games available. My absolute top favorite first, the Ascent. First released exclusively on Windows PC and Xbox consoles in 2021. The developers from Neon Giant, a small indie studio from Sweden, also delivered the game later for the PlayStation systems. If you think about the fact that this game is an indie title made from the hands of only 11 people, it's unbelievable compared to products of some AAA studios. The Ascent is a retro-style top-down twin-stick shooter in its core with some RPG elements. If you had to compare it, I would say it's a light cyberpunk version of Diablo. I often play twin-stick shooters in an isometric view, but I never saw this quality, scale and detail in any other game before. Of course, grown up with the old cyberpunk movies, literature, animes and games from the 80s and 90s, I need to admire the fantastic work of Neon Giant. They absolutely nailed the flawless design of the era in graphics, art style, sound and music. Considering that this is their very first work, it's magnificent what they delivered to the players. And yes, the game had some flaws, especially when it was released. You actually could encounter some problems playing with friends, and I could understand the anger of the community. But in my case, I enjoyed the game for myself and had a very good time with it. The graphics are just beyond beautiful, and with ray tracing on, you get for sure one of the best looking games ever, period. The details shown in every screen is unrivaled. You can take a look there for hours and get so much to see and explore. This game was the game I made the most screenshots ever. If you walk in the rain, see the reflections in the puddles, the neon signs brightens the surface, it's just gorgeous and you get really soaked into the best cyberpunk universe. The color palette is very changeable and depends on the places you visit. Overall, the Ascent looks brilliant. But of course you need some proper hardware to enjoy everything with max settings and RTX. The sound design perfectly sets the mood for the atmosphere, from dark and grim tunes on the one hand to pushing techno beats on the other. The soundtrack of the game is one of the best cyberpunk original soundtracks out there, and I can easily recommend to buy the soundtrack too if you get the game. Some of the tracks relating to the famous Ghost in the Shell anime or some tunes from Blade Runner. The ambient sounds and noises are film-worthy and perfectly simulating the giant metropolis of the future. The weapon sounds are fantastic and have a lot of punch. As mentioned before, the gameplay consists of a mix from a twin-stick shooter with some RPG elements. You create your character and step into the dystopian cyberpunk world, which reminds me on a mix of Blade Runner, Ghost in the Shell, Akira, Appleseed and Syndicate. As also shown in Battle Angel Alita, you start at the very bottom of society, and with your proceed you encounter the massive world of the Ascent and explore the hierarchy of a modernized and futuristic caste system. The locations differs extremely strong from each other, and you get all the aspects of sci-fi places. Shanty towns and slums, sewers, entertainment districts, shopping centers, assembly halls and factories, research facilities, laboratories, financial districts and even a cloud city park. Boredom in case of variety will definitely not happen in this game. The real gameplay itself is a mix of exploration and rudimentary tasks. Means walk to a spot, get a contract, get it done, get paid. Nothing special here. The twin stick mechanics are cool, and in addition to your weapons you can also choose tacticals, augmentations and other specials to help you with engaging the enemies. The game difficulty depends on certain spots. There are spaces where the enemies are tougher and will kick your bionic ass for sure. But while playing you will level up and get stronger. The stronger you get, the more futuristic your character will also look, with a variety of prosthetics and augmentations. You will become a real cyborg. For your individual look, you can find or get a wide range of costume parts you can use, and thanks to the transmogrification system, you can wear your favorite parts whenever you want. The customization is good, but nothing compared to other games. But for a low budget title, you can't complain at all. So if you are addicted to the cyberpunk genre and like twin stick shooters, of course best played with the 2 sticks of a controller, you should definitely try this game. On the Xbox you can try it included in the Game Pass, and on Steam for example it's very often in the sale and you will get it for a few bucks. I highly recommend this game. The next game on the list is Observer System Redux. I've never played the originally version when it first came out in 2017. I got the Redux version later, a modified and upgraded ray tracing version of the game, which came out in 2020. The game was made by the Polish developer Blooper Team, starring the famous actor Rutger Hauer, who played the replicant antagonist to Harrison Ford's counterpart Rick Deckard, known from Blade Runner. With this legacy, Rutger perfectly fits into the cyberpunk genre. In Observer, he is the detective in a futuristic dark noir sci-fi thriller, and he has to solve a case where his own son is involved too.
In the time of your life, live, so that in that good time there should be no ugliness or death for yourself or for any life your life touches. Seek goodness everywhere, and when it is found, bring it out of its hiding place and let it be free and unashamed. Place in matter and in flesh the least of the values, for these are the things that hold death and must pass away. Discover in all things that which shines and is beyond corruption. Encourage virtue in whatever heart it may have been driven into secrecy and sorrow. Despise evil and ungodliness, but not men of ungodliness or evil. These understand. Ignore the obvious, for it is unworthy of the clear eye and kindly heart. A clear eye and a kindly heart. In the time of your life, live, so that in that wondrous time you shall not add to the misery and sorrow of the world, but shall smile at the infinite delight and mystery of it. Mystery. Smile.
Observer is a slow-paced detective game where the player has to look for hints and gets help from his augmentations. The game itself is a psychological horror game.
Get out of here! Run! Get help!
They're here. They've come for us. Help me. You need to...
which is set in a dark, dystopian future. In my opinion, one of the best looking cyberpunk designs ever made. The locations are pure eye candy and packed full of details. The dark tone to it gives you chills and the atmosphere is full of tension. The game perfectly plays with the perception of the player and is an over-the-top mindfuck.
I am.
The The graphics are still good nowadays, and thanks to the ray tracing, some of the spots look extremely authentic. The dark tone adds a lot of visual atmosphere, and the sound is also very dark and ominous. The game can give you real goosebumps by exploring the sets of the case. I highly recommend this game to you if you are a fan of detective games and a cyberpunk lover. This game is also a tribute to one of the last Rutger Hauer projects, so don't let this great actor be forgotten. Game 3 on the list is the interactive movie Detroit Become Human. I firstly played it on release on the PS4 Pro and totally fell in love with this project. As a fan of the French developer Quantic Dream, this game was an absolutely must for me. First exclusively for the PlayStation developed in 2018, the game later also came out for PC, and thanks to the great optimization, the port is even better than on consoles. The only negative feature is that the game will, every time you start it, synchronize with your specifications, which can take a while. So remember that if you wanna start the session, you better get some coffee and have the patience to wait a bit. When it comes to the graphics, it's simply one of the most beautiful graphics ever shown in a game. The details of the persons and the backgrounds and also the art style are just phenomenal. Summarized and without spoilers made, I would explain the game on the surface as a sci-fi thriller with a lot of twists and turns. You will slip into the role of 3 different androids which differs very strong from each other. The game itself offers a great variety of paths, which completely changes on the choices you make. So herefore, the replayability is given, and you will not only play it through once for sure, if you get addicted to the setting. The plot itself is well made and reminds on good sci-fi movies itself. But don't expect too deep entanglements, it's more on the entertaining side. Music and voice actors are state of the art, and you can easily get soaked into the immersion of the future of mankind. The game has also a lot of bonus materials you can explore and watch for fun. I highly recommend this project if you like interactive movies, exploration and movie-like cutscenes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
ID.
KPC 897504C.
Can you move your head? Your eyes now. Cervical and optical animation checked. Now give me your initialization text.
Hello. I'm a third generation AX400 android. I can look after your house, do the cooking, mind the kids. I organize your appointments. I speak 300 languages, and I am entirely at your disposal as a sexual partner. No need to feed me or recharge me. I'm equipped with a quantic battery that makes me autonomous for 173 years. Do you want to give me a name?
Yeah. From now on, your name is Kara.
My name is Kara.
Initialization and memorization checked. Now, can you move your arms? Upper limb connection checked. Now say something in German.
Ich bin ein AX400 Android dritter Generation, erschaffen als Ihr persönlicher Assistent und intimer Beziehungspartner.
Say it in French.
Je suis un androïde de troisième génération AX400, conçu pour être votre assistante personnelle et votre partenaire intime.
Okay, now sing something in Japanese. Multilingual verbal expression checked. Go ahead, take a few steps. Locomotion checked. Great, you're ready for work, honey.
What's going to happen to me now?
I'll reinitialize you and send you to a store to be sold.
Sold? I'm a sort of merchandise. Is that right?
Yeah, of course you're merchandise, baby. I mean, you're a computer with arms and legs and capable of doing all sorts of things. And you're worth a fortune.
Oh, I see. I thought...
You thought? What did you think?
I thought... I was alive.
Shit, what is this crap? That's not part of the protocol. More memory components going off the rails. Okay, recording. Defective model. Disassemble and check the required components.
You're disassembling me, but why?
You're not supposed to think that sort of stuff. You're not supposed to think at all, period. You must have a defective piece or a software problem somewhere.
No, I feel perfectly fine, I assure you. Everything is all right. I answered all the tests correctly, didn't I?
Yeah, but your behavior is non-standard.
Please, I'm begging you, please don't disassemble me.
I'm sorry, honey, but defective models have to be eliminated. That's my job. If a client comes back with a complaint, I'm gonna have some explaining to do.
I won't cause any problems, I promise. I'll do everything I'm asked to. I won't say another word. I won't think anymore. But I've only just been born. You can't kill me yet. Stop, will you please stop? I'm scared. I want to live. I'm begging you.
Go and join the others. Stay in line, okay? I don't want any trouble.
Thanks.
My God.
The next and last game is an indie developed cyberpunk game with the name Stray. In this game you don't play as a human or android, but simply a lovely cat. This game is really something special. The French independent developer Blue 12 Studio, which delivered the gaming world its first game, totally landed a surprising hit on PC and Sony consoles. This innovative indie title was released in 2022. The idea of playing a game from the view of a cat in a dystopian cyberpunk setting fits perfectly, as most cyberpunk fans know the relations from cats to the cyberpunk genre. If you think about the small file size of a few gigs, it's downright impressive how good the game looks and shows the players that a small studio can deliver AAA graphics easily, even with a small budget and team. Stray looks fantastic and feels fantastic. Independent from the point of view as a cyberpunk title, it's one of the most interesting indie games ever made. Recognition to the developer's skills for their first game. The game itself is quiet and slow paced and bases on exploration with some parts of high tension. The exploration is fun and brings you to many beautiful set pieces while you're interacting with a variety of NPCs. The graphics and audio is well made and gives you an impressive cyberpunk mood at all time. I really recommend to play the game without HUD, so you can take more time to explore the world and get soaked into the immersive world of Stray. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope you will have some fun with the 4 titles I showed to you. If you played one of these games, let me know in the comment section down below and which Cyberpunk game you prefer. And of course there are many more very good Cyberpunk games out there. These 4 are just my personal favorites ever made. See you in the future.